We did it. We got a huge crowd and some awesome guests. Are you folks ready for staging area from Spring Creek? I got to send a shout out actually to Guy, our local track announcer here at Spring Creek. He was the one that was pumping this show all day, and it might help that we have some guests that are fairly well known in the area, Martin Brothers and their buddy. His name is Phil, but we'll talk about them in a little bit. I'm Jason Wygant. This is Jason Thomas. Welcome back to the races, JT, and what a one to come back to. Everybody loves Millville.
What's not to like?
Yep.
I think most riders would say this is the most fun track to ride of the year, and we're getting blessed with weather and ready for a great weekend.
You folks at home don't get the awesome view we have. We are staring right at Mount Martin. Track got some beautiful prep via Mother Nature last night, a lot of rain, and you were checking it out today. Perfect. Yeah,
you can't ask for better conditions than this. Every weekend it's a little bit of a crapshoot in the summer, maybe some rain, maybe some heat, but I think we're just going to have a perfect day. As you said, the rain came in, added some moisture to the track. I think it probably, saved the track crew some work with the watering, but we're set up for a perfect race day tomorrow.
Okay, you raced here a ton of times. What is it about this place? You and every rider seems to love this track.
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things, right? It's great dirt. It has a mixture of clay and sand. I think the traction allows riders to be aggressive, which is also fun. You can really kind of unleash, these 450s and 250s have so much power, and some of the tracks you kind of have to dance around a little bit. You have to be careful. Not Spring Creek. You can really be aggressive, and obviously all the elevation. It has the sand whoops. It has, Mount Martin. It has so many unique aspects, and everything's kind of named. It's just a very iconic American motocross track.
No, we are pumped to be here, and we're pumped to bring some guests, even some long-lost riders we haven't seen in a while. We're going to bring them out of the woodwork because they're at Millville, and it's the home track. You want to see some Martin Brothers on the show? You guys be pumped on that? Well, awesome. Let's start it with this. We have not seen this guy since February in Supercross. He's back on the scene. Let's bring Jeremy Martin on to staging area. Yes. J-Mart, you're back. Now, I got bad news for the fans. He's not back to race the National, but at least we've seen you, and we know you're around, and you've got some plans for the future, including it's the first time we've seen you in public, so to speak, with your new team, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to be here. Club MX, Muck-Off, Yamaha team, and we're ready to bring it out to the public, obviously, and here to have a good time.
Yes, and you do have good memories from this track, and you're not racing the National, but you do have some plans here as far as recovering from injury and your timeline, getting back on a motorcycle.
Yeah, for sure. We just got back on the bike this Wednesday, and we're looking to, if things keep going good, and I feel like I'm clicking and everything, maybe we could do the last two.
Oh, you might race JT.
Wow.
Breaking news.
That's pretty big news.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's one thing to practice, but there's nothing like race day conditions, right? And, I'd love to learn the team, and the team would love to learn me and the race environment, and there's no better time. We're not in the championship hunt or anything like that, so it seems kind of fun to me.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking is the things that you, forget the results, right? But the things you can learn about maybe what you need more out of the motorcycle or changes you can make for next year, that could really get you a lot further down the road as you're thinking about 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Jason, that's kind of the idea behind it, and it's exciting.
Yeah. Now, this Club MX deal is a pretty big thing. This includes you're going to spend some time at the club facility, South Carolina, and all that once you're all in?
Yep. So actually, Troll Train and I fly out Sunday afternoon out of Minneapolis. And we're going down to live the Club MX lifestyle for a week. So I'm going to go down there, check it out, go ride a 450, and check out all 10 tracks that they have down there.
10 tracks.
10
tracks. Yeah, the place is unbelievable. I asked you earlier, when was the last time you were there? A long time ago.
Yeah, the last time I was there was 2012. I lived in a little shack with Al and Phil, and I think I got my teeth kicked in, as Phil would say, all day by them, and then we'd have a pint of Ben & Jerry's at night.
So for 2023, will you make the full-time transition there, or will you be California, or what's kind of the plan for your off-season?
So I kind of have the option of both. If I want to be out in California for a test with Enzo and KYB, the option's there. If I want to be at club, obviously there's a place for me there, and the race shop will be there. So a lot of freedom, and I think that's the beauty of this deal.
But there will be some time in South Carolina at their facility?
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
That'll probably be my main base right there, working with Brandon, working with the guys, and just utilizing all the tracks in the facility.
But what about a little time up here, including up there, like atop of Mount Martin? Little homecoming at some point?
Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I got a house here about 25 minutes away in Rochester, and, maybe we come up here for a little boot camp the month before the National and get a little extra seat time on this Millville track.
I don't think people realize this. Brandon Haas, who runs Club MX and runs the team, he's got Minnesota roots. There are deep Minnesota connections with that team.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, we were talking about it back in the day. I mean, he used to battle with Alex. I remember he punted him pretty good down here at the bottom of this first downhill. And, yeah, there's it's pretty cool. It's a cool thing.
Okay. All right. Well, let's ramp this up a little bit. We have multiple Martin brothers with us. Let's bring up our next guest, also the Muck-Off Club MX FXR Yamaha team. Let's bring up Alex Martin. Come on over. Oh, it doesn't get much better. We got both Martin brothers right here at the base of Mount Martin here at Millville. And I did not know this. I did not know you used to go toe-to-toe, bar-to-bar, with your current team owner. Alex, you and Brandon Haas used to do battle?
Yeah, me and B. Haas. He actually beat me.
I think,
a couple times. Local races at Millville. He was on a 252 stroke, and he would hole shot me, and I just could. I mean, he was ripping. He was pretty fast back in the day, so. Yeah, he's definitely got a couple claim to fame moments for sure.
Wow. Did that potentially hurt the chances of being employed on the team this year? Did he realize that you've gotten better since then, or you just remember he was the guy you used to beat?
Yeah, Weege. This was this was 2007, 2006.
Okay.
This was a long.
So
yeah.
He's followed your career.
I mean, Brandon was out there racing today, so he's ripping. He's getting ready for Loretta's, so he's still got it. But yeah, that was like 16, 17 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised. You're getting old. And as a matter of fact, so old.
Yeah, not as old as you, though.
Yes, luckily. You don't want to be out there. He's good. Old enough to maybe this could be the end. Could be. You said it's the end. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a one-off here and there, but it is retirement. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we announced it at Southwick last Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I've talked about it quite a bit at length, but just... Yeah, more or less 15 years, grinding in privateer for 7 years, I think. Got my first break with Star Yamaha in 2016, and, was able to have from 16 to 20 really was competitive for wins in the 250 class. And but it's as you guys know, it takes a lot of time and effort, a lot of grinding to be at that top level. And I just feel like it's kind of come to a point in my life where it was time to not necessarily hang it up, but like from the full-time racing and the travel and all that be done. So
come on, you're ready for a little kid too now, aren't you? You're ready for a little kid, possibly.
Oh yeah.
Hey, seriously, I can relate to that. I did 15 years, and then I kind of started 16, but doing the same thing, like some one-off races and whatever. And when it was time, I was just like, it wasn't even to the point where I was like regretting anything. It just felt like it was time. Like I was ready to take the next step or whatever that might be. And I can tell you, it's been almost 10 years removed from that decision for me, and I never looked back. It was the right thing, and you just know in your heart when it's time. And so congratulations on that. That's a big moment. Your life's going to change, but I think honestly for the better. It racing will always be there and something you'll always cherish, but you'll find there's a lot more going on to life in this sport. You can be doing things just like this than having to be on the motorcycle itself.
Yeah, and actually, JT, we had the Pulp Live show in Seattle, right? And you were talking a little bit about how you kind of knew like at the second round of Supercross.
Yep, I did.
And I was like then in Seattle, because I think that was round 14 or something.
Yeah, yep.
And I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm right there with you, JT.
I can remember like the specific race that night. It was in Phoenix before we moved to Glendale, and I was like, I don't want to be out here doing this anymore. Like, I love the sport, and I've never left it. Right, I work for Fly Racing, and I come to all the races, and then that part of me still burns every day. Like, I love it, but I just didn't want to do that anymore. And I remember that it just hit me like in the middle of a race. It's like I don't have that fire. I don't want to take the risk. I don't want to do that anymore. So
and that's what it does come down to, especially in Supercross, that risk of you have to, like in the 450 class, 250 class, you can go aggressive through some rhythms and kind of get by without a quad. 450 class, you have to do the quad.
450 class, they're unlocking them quads left and right. It seems like sometimes there's two of them on a track,
Yeah, you get to a point where you just don't want to do that anymore. But if you don't do that, it's a difference between 12th and 6th.
Yeah. Well, and there's like this I think there's this fine line as you get older and you get a little bit more mature, you get smarter, you make better decisions. But at some point, they cross to where you start thinking too much and you don't want to take those risks anymore, and being too wise and too smart starts to work against you. And that's where I think you're like, okay, is this really worth anymore? I don't necessarily want to go 3-4 in this section anymore. Before it was like, I have to do it. I don't have a choice. It doesn't matter if I want to do it or not. I'm doing it, right? And that's where it starts to get a little bit dicey. And I think, to me, it sounds like that's where you're crossing into, is like, I'd really rather not jump this section tonight.
Yeah.
It was strategic, though, because you announced your retirement really before Southwick, so everybody knows coming out this weekend. You don't have to keep secrets. So do you think this weekend might feel a little bit different because it might be your last run here?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely kind of that sentimental, maybe emotional aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
You know, actually, so Jerm was doing the broadcast, and he had kind of a little fact sheet that he sent me over for some of the riders, and he sent me over my fact sheet, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize
nice.
that 14 years in a row I've raced Millville.
You did not realize that.
I had no idea.
You needed the stats.
I thought maybe there was a year off in there somewhere. You know?
Thanks for hooking it up.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, gosh, dang, like, you know, that just kind of further, like, solidifies, like, the retirement is a good idea.
Yeah, you were the leader. You had the most 250 starts of anyone that's ever raced this race. I was, not that I'm involved in this conversation, but I was tied for third in the 450. So I was looking at it, I was like, dang, that's a lot. And I was like, looking, I'm like, oh, right there. Right there.
Nice.
My results weren't great. Let's be honest. Results weren't great, but I raced here a lot. Didn't perform well a lot. Raced here a lot.
But, I mean, we're not saying for sure there will never be another Millville National. Is this something where you might feel something next spring and you might want to try some Nationals, or are you like, no, man, no chance, I'm done?
I mean, I think as you see with Ryan Dungey this year, like, never say never.
Okay.
It's going to be a blatant retirement where
yeah.
it's like, oh, one more year.
Just-
6 years later, here we are.
Just wait. 6 months of winter. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to be inside most of the time. I wouldn't be surprised if you would get an itch to do outdoors.
Well, but that's where, like, you know, Jerma and I have talked about it. Like, I do want to still train with Jerma, maybe not on the dirt bike, but, like, off the dirt bike, the cross training. I want to help. I want to be involved. I love being at Club MX with the guys and, you know, with Phil on the team and Jeremy next year. Like, I want to be involved and around and help out in any way I can. I do feel like I bring that part to the table. But in terms of, like, full-time, like, dedicating my life to the craft, that's for sure done. You know, maybe I line up in a year or two at Millville to just race for fun, but, like, I really don't, like JT was saying, like, I don't have that desire anymore. Like, I feel like it's out of my system. But hey, never say never.
Like Dunge. And we're theorizing on Dunge now. I mean, Dunge is just getting the itch more and more and more as each week goes by. It's hard to turn it off.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, you know, is the Dunge after he's getting that taste again? If he gets a podium, let's just say he lands a podium this weekend. What do you think? I mean, he's going to want more and more.
I think if they can keep the right situation, keep it to where it's no pressure, you know, KTM's hopes and dreams of a championship aren't riding with him. Because I think that's what he got tired of before, was all this pressure. And if you didn't win, KTM here and in Austria was looking at you like, why didn't you win? What's the problem? It's pretty hard. Like, it's not easy to win, right? So I think that's really what wore him down. But once you get away from the travel, you get out of the spotlight for a little bit, and that pressure wears off, I think he still had that burning desire, which is why he's back. But I think that will be key, right? And if they can just be like, okay, this is going to be fun, and maybe they hire someone else or bring in someone else for next season or whatever, and allow it to stay fun for him, I don't see any real downside for him to do it again.
I mean, it would be a shame if you weren't involved a little bit, Alex. You guys would essentially be teammates in a way. So it would be a little weird if you left Club, never came back, and then you showed up at Club. You guys got to cross it a little bit, right?
Well, that was another deal. Like, I told him, I'm like, if I go the Club MX route, like, would you come down for the winter and train with me and stuff, you know? Like, I'd like to have a buddy, you know? I mean, obviously, we've been on different teams. We've been fortunate enough to be on Star together and stuff. But, you know, I do like Al sometimes. He drives me nuts. But I do enjoy his company. And, yeah, I'd like him to come suffer with me for sure.
It doesn't matter. That's the thing about being brothers. It doesn't matter if we like each other or not. We're still brothers.
No, I know. I'm sure there's been many a road trip you were stuck going on together, whether you liked it or not anyway. That's just being family, right?
Yeah.
What's shocking, though, about the story of you two, and I love how this works. Like, okay, your dad raced, dad owns a track. I think everyone assumes that means that your dad's number one goal for both of you was for you guys to get on that motorcycle at age 2 and be the greatest motocross riders of all time. And you always say, no, that was exact opposite, actually, of how we had it. Alex, you can talk about it first because you told me this. That was not the predestined, this is going to be your life, like it or not.
Yeah. I mean, as Jeremy knows, I started riding at 3, and what were you, Jerma?
God, I was right there, 2 or 3.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So we had access to a dirt bike at an early age, but like I remember we never really traveled. There was a couple tracks in the area, Mazeppa, and then Plainview, and then Millville. All were within about 20 miles. And we until I was probably 14.
Jeez.
We never really went. Like we would go down to it was a really fun family vacation, and over Christmas time we'd go down. We'd ride the 500 in Oklahoma because just get out of the snow, right? I mean, but other than that, like I was begging my dad growing up. Like I wanted to go to Loretta's, I wanted to go to Ponca, World Mini, all these stuff. And my dad was just like, no. And eventually, I was 14 years old, and actually, it's pretty cool. One of the summers, Michael Lessie came down, and it's kind of famous in motocross.
We remember.
He trained down here.
Yeah.
Weed whacking, and him and Mike and Jeff battling.
Yeah. So in order for him to ride, he had to weed whack, and that's kind of like what we'd grown up doing, So we have Michael Lessie, the believe the hype, coming up doing the deal, but before he could ride and do his motos on the track here, he had to weed whack with us. So it was interesting.
Got to earn your keep.
Yeah.
But where were you in your career at that time? It was like, oh, yeah, he's hanging out with the owner of the track's 2 kids. Like, I don't think we knew you guys were future pro race winners.
Yeah, well, it was actually funny because Mike had told my dad, he's like, hey, like, Alex is kind of pretty good. Like, he could actually maybe do something.
Okay. Did Dad believe him?
And I think my dad was kind of like, well, maybe you're right on something there, Mike. So, anyways,
right.
like, we went to Mini O's in 2004, I think it was. And honestly, Jeremy, like, he was just like, he tagged along just because he was there. He was like the +1, like a little fat pudgy kid.
I was so bad that, like, I think, like, they just felt bad that Alex was going to go and I wasn't, so I was just, like, getting tagged along. Here we go,
Yeah.
I think my first memory of Jeremy racing was, and obviously this was pretty far along, but the first time I heard anything was when he beat Ricky at that regional qualifier for Loretta's that year. And I was like, he must be going pretty fast because I know, like, Ricky, he's not on the form he was. And this is the site of the last outdoor he did in 2007 was here at Spring Creek. And I'm like, I know Ricky still rides pretty well. And if that kid beat him, it's a pretty good sign. Yeah. So
it was tough. Was it, wow, this Jeremy Martin guy is good enough to beat Carmichael? Or this Carmichael guy is now bad enough for this Jeremy Martin guy to beat him? Which one was it?
Carmichael doesn't get bad. Like, it just does not happen. I knew that. Going in is like he just doesn't get bad.
At that time, it was still Ricky Carmichael.
Right, exactly.
That's interesting. You ended up having a relationship. You rode at his track for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great relationship. Won a couple titles out of that place. And I just won't ever forget the memory when I rolled in there for the first time. And he's on Suzuki quad. And we're pulling in. And he popped a wheelie. And his butt crack was hanging out. and then he was just like popping it. And then he brings it down. And he looks back at him. And he goes, all right. Yeah.
But do you think that helped you guys? So, you were not trying to win Loretta's titles in the 50 class, neither one of you. Do you guys think that helped? Because you guys are both known for that grind when you were pros and willing to do whatever it takes and work hard. So, Jeremy, I'll start with you. Do you think that helped? Not doing it so young maybe kept that fire burning when it counted as pro?
Yeah, I would say absolutely. And I think what helped me a lot was just Alex. He was kind of like, we didn't really know what we were doing. Like, we kind of started later, and, like, we'd get home from school, we'd get dropped off at the end of the driveway, and then we'd run to the house, and then it was like, let's put the gear on and let's ride. And then Alex and I would just, we would just burn laps, and Alex is the reason why I kind of, we all got going, huh? Like it.
Yeah, I mean, more or less, like I said, because I was 14, 15, like, I was at the point where I was riding pretty good on 85, but Jermo really was like this fat, pudgy kid. I mean, he had no athletic ability whatsoever. And actually, like, it is actually amazing because when he was on a Super Mini, I think he went 2-2-2 at Loretta's to Zach Bell. And, like, that summer he leaned out, like, no pops, chip, like, he stopped all the candy and, like, had a six-pack for the first time in his life. And, like, literally, like, his voice changed. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with this little bro here? And he actually ran cross-country in high school. And a lot of people don't know this, but he was ranked top 10 in the state of Minnesota in high school cross country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
forget the motocross stuff. They were more impressed with that.
Yeah. So he was like for a 5K time in high school, like he was a ripper for sure. But it was funny because the transformation of just like this fat porker,
But like I wouldn't have had the drive if it wasn't for you leading the ship. Like, I mean, come on. I had the 144. It was our number. And, like, I was just like, dude, Al's a badass, so that's what I'm going to go with, That was the deal.
Well, and that's, I mean, really, like, as you can see, I think we fed off each other growing up, and I don't think we would have gotten to this point if it wasn't for the both of us, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think also it gave you that desire? Because, okay, you're starting pretty humble roots, and then did it give you that desire of, like, almost like you're the underdog? Did that help a little bit? Like, wait a minute, I can do this, I can do this. Wait, if I do this, I can get to this level. Even for you, the pursuit of a factory ride, it had to give you some desire there.
Well, yeah, I mean, when he was winning his titles and I was still kind of in that privateer range, I was like, man, if he can do it, I should be able to do it.
There you go. There you go. He wasn't on the candy diet anymore by then, though.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like BA class, and Alex is like, Jerma, you just wait till you get out there. It's going to be pretty tough. And I'm like, Al, I'm going to come in. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Like, that was my mindset.
Yeah.
And then I did pretty good. And then it was cool to see how, you really elevated quite a bit. And then I think even the Lawrence brothers, that's a prime example right there. Like, Jet really caught fire. And then look at Hunter. I mean, he's really turned it around.
That's true. Pushing each other.
Yeah, I mean, there is really something to that brother rivalry. You know what I mean? It's like you can't ever escape it. And I mean, when we be practicing together, like, I would notice the difference. Like, if I was by myself training, let's say, in Pennsylvania with 1110 mods, and I would go and spend some time with my brother in Minnesota, he was still B class. Like, I remember one time we were out at a sand track in Wisconsin. Before Southwick, he's B class, right? And I'm grinding motos, and Jerma's he's beat my ass. Like, and all the
you're pro.
He's B class, and he's beating me in 30s, right? And I show up to Southwick, and I got my first podium ever in 2011.
Yeah. Nice.
And I'm like, well, I mean, I just podiumed, but he's still beating me during the week, you know?
Yeah. But that gave you maybe a little extra percent of riding with him and chasing him.
The intensity,
and then, like, with him doing the pro stuff, so when I first came in, like, I already kind of had an idea. Like, he's like, dude, this is the motos, this is what I'm eating, this is what's going on. So, like, it helped me figure it out. And then nowadays you see them doing, like, the race at Redbud.
The combine.
They're starting to figure it out, and they're racing the tracks and stuff. And then Alex turned pro as a privateer, and it was Steel City, it was Redbud, and whatever else, and I was doing amateur day. So, like, I was already kind of, like, without even realizing it, I was kind of, like, getting groomed, if that makes sense.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
He was kind of able to lay out a roadmap also. Like,
Yeah.
So your learning curve went up really, really fast.
Yeah,
because of
massively.
That, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I guess that makes you the first ever client of TrollTraining.com. How about that? Planting the seeds.
Yeah, Phil Nicoletti's number 2.
No, Phil's absolutely turning that down. We'll have Phil on in a little bit to turn that back against you. Did you always like that part then, the training part? Some guys do it because you have to. It's part of the job. But do you actually enjoy that?
I did love training. I do.
Okay, there you go.
Well, we're
you got a couple
talking
races
past
left.
trends. We're talking about like 10 years ago.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I did love it back then. Like, I loved the running. I would pick up magazines. At that time, it was like, because I was actually talking about this with someone else. Like, they were like, why didn't you just pay a trainer? And I'm like, back in 2010, 11, 12, like, there wasn't trainers like there is today.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay anyone. So it was like, I had to pick up a magazine or a book and just, like, try and learn. Because it was like either sink or swim type of thing.
Yep.
And like I wasn't gonna sink, right? So like I wanted to try and learn as much as possible, so I could, try and keep racing at this level.
Did you even have the money to pay people in your earliest days anyway?
Not really. No.
I didn't think so. Yeah, exactly. But you didn't do it because you had to. You do it because you dig that part.
And I genuinely enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yep.
like there was a passion there that kind of kept that going for sure.
Yeah, and then how does it work for you? Like when you were winning this title in 14, 15, we just thought he was this gnarly training guy.
Yeah.
Is that still kind of what you hang your hat on once you're back out here?
Yeah, for sure. I'm kind of known for being a hammerhead. Like, I'm obviously really good on a dirt bike, but to say that I have like the finesse or the technique of maybe a Jet Lawrence is probably not quite at that level. So I really rely on the fitness side to make up that difference and. To make sure, obviously, when you're operating at that high of a level, dude, you have to make those split-second decisions. So if you're tired or you're kind of feeling fatigued, you're more prone to make a mistake. So the more fit you are, I think the easier it is to always be on point.
So let's talk about Millville a little bit. You experienced it more than anyone, actually, the amount of times you raced here. What is it like when you're on the track? You hear the fans. We'll start with you, Alex, and I'll ask you the same thing. What is that experience like when the fans are pulling for you and it's your home race?
As a privateer, I never really noticed it, right, because I'm just riding around for top 10s. But I think in 2016, that was the year Jeremy and I first got our podium together, shared the podium in the 250 class. And I do remember, like, because I whole shot at one of the motos, and I was battling the first moto with Cooper. Second moto, I think I was battling with Jerma. and it was like the fans were following us around the track, and you could hear them, and it was like it gave me goosebumps.
It was like a wave,
pretty surreal feeling because, I mean, a lot of people have said this, but like it really does elevate you to another level.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the adrenaline sets in, or something sets in, and it like allows you to kind of go that extra percent. But it was a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah. You felt that too?
Oh, absolutely. I just remember, you know, even 2013, I led my first laps, and when I took over the lead, it was like a wave around. And then even when Alex and I did in 2014, remember we did a parade lap before everybody else? I won't ever forget that moment. Just the crowd of just us being side by side around the entire track. It's a moment I don't think I'll ever forget it.
Do you folks remember this when these guys were leading races here and all that? Let's hear it for these guys. That is awesome. I mean, all the tracks we go to have some semblance of a home track guy. We just came from Southwick, which is baked with history of the New England locals, but they don't live right over there. They didn't get dropped off of a school bus at the motocross track. How was that part, like the regular school part? Were they like, yeah, these two guys, they're like their parents on a motocross track? Did people know this, or was it just kind of like a thing on the side?
I mean, I remember my algebra teacher actually. It was 9th or 10th grade, and they were like, "Oh, what do you guys do over the summer?" And I'm like, "Oh, I went to Loretta Lynn's," and one of my friends was like, "Oh, you got 5th in the nation." And super mini class, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, right."
You know. Okay, they really understood.
Yeah. And then actually, another teacher in school was just like telling my wife, she's like, you know, like you're gonna end up in a trailer in Texas, you know, and I'm like, so that wasn't the most amount of support there, you know. But I mean, that's the other thing too is it's really hard being a Minnesotan in the wintertime. You cannot ride. I mean, now they have the Cedar Lake Arena, which a lot of people do go race there or ride and practice in the wintertime, but we didn't have that. So like we had to go south. We had to miss days of school. I mean, I think in 10th grade I missed 45 days of school, and it was like. My mom didn't want me to get homeschooled. My dad's like, well, they have to get homeschooled if they want to try and pursue this, you know, career.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an internal family battle or whatever, and then Jeremy just kind of got it homeschooled by default.
Yeah.
You know.
They felt bad taking him out, not me. So it was definitely default.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever it takes. But when you were riding here for fun, mom and dad weren't pushing it on you. I mean, did you think, someday we could win this race, win this national? Was that on your radar necessarily?
I mean, you'd always hoped, but I mean, like Alex was always the better one, the faster one, and I'm like, you know, I understand that there's a different level from when I was winning the amateurs to the pro level, but I'd always hoped, but I didn't ever imagine that I would, you know, be a two-time champion, or I didn't really think. I just always dreamed, you know, and I was just like, I'll put in the work, I'll do whatever it takes, and then just by just doing the repetition and you know all that, it became something.
Wow, it's unbelievable. Are you a little bummed? Hey, you're on the TV crew with us this weekend. That's cool.
Yeah.
But is it going to be a little painful to be like, I didn't race Millville this year?
I mean, it's a cool opportunity. I'm really looking forward to sharing the booth with you tomorrow.
Cool.
Learning from you. I've been trying to study you the last maybe 2 days ago. You know, is when I started.
Okay, wow. Putting in the hard work.
Yeah. So I've been really working hard at this, but. No, I'm excited, but I do wish I could be out there. You know, I love what I do. I won here last year, and just the fans. You know, the fans really make a big deal. Make this a big deal for Alex and I think when we come home and we can enjoy this.
All right. Well, let's have them enjoy it. Let's hear another cheer. We're going to take a commercial break here on staging area. JT, you got any parting thoughts before we go racing tomorrow? Because we're going to have another guest who's really going to bring this show to another level. But what do you got for tomorrow, JT?
No, I think for Alex, just enjoy it. That's one thing I wish if I could go back and do it over again, I would enjoy the day a little bit more. I was so stressed and worried about how I was going to do, and you're wrapped up in racing and all that, and I didn't really take the time to just kind of look around and smile, and because it's going to go away, right? In 5 years, you're going to be like, you're going to remember tomorrow for a really long time. So regardless of how it goes, good, bad, indifferent, just try to enjoy it a little bit. And for Jeremy, you'll be fine. Just relax and let Weege do all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
I know you got some knowledge in there. We'll get it out. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Thanks, JT. We'll see you tomorrow on television. We'll be back with one of their buddies who's going to drag this show down.
Keeping your pride and joy perfect is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Start with Slick Mist Speed Wax. Simply mist on and wipe off for a professional detailer shine. For your tires and trim, there's Lucas Slick Mist Tire and Trim Shine. Spray on and wipe off for better than new look. Then finish her with Lucas Slick Mist Interior Detailer. Just spray and wipe. Easy. Use Lucas Slick Mist Car Care products and she'll never look better. Fast, easy, and professional. Really, it's sort of like having an extra set of hands. Or 3.
Who's it going to be after 30 minutes and 2 laps? Heart rates are absolutely pinned right now. It is on right now. MAP TV live coverage. Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. How can you not respect the grit, the heart, the effort? Chet Lawrence is the 2021 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross champion.
The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Series. This year on MAP TV.
Yeah, we're back. Thanks to everybody at Club MX throwing out swag. You folks pumped up on this? Yes. Yeah. We got a crowd. We had to get both Martin brothers. They had to have 2 brothers who grew up at a track and have won races to get the crowd fired up on the show. And we're going to take it to another level, but I'm not sure if it's up or down. We got a teammate. We got a teammate of these guys. He loves to rib them. He loves to take shots at them. This should be really fun. Let's hear it for your hero, Phil Nicoletti. Let's bring him on. Yes. Yes. We got Alex and Jeremy out of the way, and then we got the guy that the fans at Millville really wanted to hear from, and that's Filthy Phil. You cannot escape. You got Troll Train out of here, and then they bring on another one to be your teammate again. You can't escape them.
I'm actually really glad no one can see what Alex and I are wearing because he copied my outfit today.
Oh, you got the memo?
He woke up this morning and just like, Phil looks nice. I want to wear what he's wearing.
Oh, all right.
You know?
Company uniform.
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. Like my little sidekick.
I like it. So you're going to be dealing with German next year. You're going to be teammates, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Get rid of one Martin that gave me a hard time to get another one that gave me a really hard time. So it's
I don't really
it's
know
an uphill battle.
I don't really know how I feel about being your teammate, man. I'm going to have to be around you 6 days a week.
Bright rays of sunshine around me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Gnarly motos on the sand track in the back, and then dealing with Phil. Looking forward to this.
Hey, honestly, was it 2012, Phil, at Club?
Yep.
Remember your bike?
Yeah.
Shut off. I thought this guy was dead. I thought he was dead, dude. And then I remember just being mortified. I went down and checked on you, and I'm like, dude, you okay?
No, I was dying there on the track. And, like, I'm just coming to, and I just hear Jeremy, Phil, are you okay? Phil, wake up. And I'm just like, dude, shut up for 5 seconds. Let me get a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? Jeremy's in my face, like, annoying me. You know? Last thing I want to deal with.
I was going to say, the one thing you don't want to wake up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Jeremy Martin, you know?
It's hilarious because we linked you guys together. You've been teammates multiple times, Alex and Phil. And then occasionally this guy would pop into the scene. So explain that, when you would see him and then he'd be gone for a while?
Yeah, Jeremy would come up every once in a while when he wasn't making a whole lot of money, and then all of a sudden he turned into a superstar. And then Alex and I had no money, so then we started riding Jeremy's coattails.
Okay.
So the roles really reversed there pretty quickly. So we're still trying to ride his coattails.
Wait, that reminds me, yes. You're paying Johnny O'Mara the big bucks.
Yep.
The top trainer, top rider, great combo. And these two just mooching off the whole program.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Phil and I benefited a lot from that.
That's unbelievable, for free.
But for how hard I suffered with Johnny, that guy made me cry. I mean, I would do stuff. Oh God, he pushed me like you never seen before. But these guys there was some humor here, and then Phil was cussing and saying his thing and saying how mental we were. So there was in those dark times, Phil brought some good light.
Yeah, dark times. I was miserable, screaming, but I was actually probably crying myself, but no one was around to see me up in the mountains.
You're too far ahead.
Yeah, too far ahead. So I was able to recover.
So what animals are him and Johnny O on the bicycles?
Yeah, no, they're not animals; they're mutants. So it's just legit freaks of nature. So it's unbelievable how fit they are on bicycles. You really can't put into words until you're actually there and witness it. But man, there were some good times, and actually they transformed me into the outdoor rider that I was. So fitness-wise and my results and whatnot. So yeah, it was some hella good times.
Okay, hella.
Yeah,
good
times.
Hella. So now you're all connected. So there will be a point at some point we're going to have all three of you guys at Club in South Carolina to some degree. I don't know if you'll be riding at the same time. Maybe this week?
Yeah, just not in one house again.
No.
That was one and done.
Next week,
it's going to happen.
Yeah, Jeremy's flying out with us on Sunday. So.
You're on a bike, you said.
Yeah. I'm shacking up with Alan Kels. I'm going to go down there and ride with Phil. Good news is I don't have to live with Phil this time.
So you're all on one roof at one point. You were all under one roof back in the day.
I actually still owe German rent money. He's never going to get it.
Okay.
Hey, the one time I asked for it, dude, he put me down on the kitchen floor so hard my elbow got busted open.
Wait.
He's trying to overcharge me for rent.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. So he legit owed you money, and he wrestles you, even though it's his fault.
Yeah. Like, Alex was, like, a pretty rough house with me growing up, but, like, Phil was, like, times 10. So, yeah.
You mooch his trainer.
It might have not just been rent. Yeah. It might have not just been rent. There might have been other, factors creating the build up over living with each other for so long, and it all just kind of came out.
Yeah.
He owes you money, and he tackles you. Like, what?
You know what?
Phil's got his own math, though.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
he
all
has his own
fair.
math.
It's all fair game now. He has to put up with me all next year.
I cannot wait for
so
this.
So that the $100, it's whatever now.
Can we get the Troll Train vlog? Can we keep it rolling just to get these two at each other's throats? Because I really feel we're going to miss out if we don't get some of this somehow, some way.
We might have to. We're going to have to find a way.
We have to think about that.
There's a lot of content.
How do we transition that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't let Troll Train vlog die. You can't do this.
I know.
These people would be mortified if this happened.
Wait, do you guys actually watch Troll Train out there? The vlog? That was way too loud of a
We got
cheer.
a Troll Train
I was
hat
hoping
over
it's going to
there.
be dead silence.
Phil is very disappointed.
That backfired for you.
He's
Phil.
got it all. He's got a vlog. He's got merch. He's got it all. He's got a training program. Do you indulge in any of this?
No.
Hey, well, and the real kicker is Phil's salty about this because he, technically nicknamed me Troll. And then, I've went on to, monetize it and brand it, and he's just, bitter because he gets nothing.
You go, now
He
$1.
hated it. He used to, literally fight me.
Okay. Define. Hey, take us through why did we nickname him Troll?
There's I don't know if anyone saw my Instagram, but I posted a picture of him with a funnel on top of his head. And ever since then, he looked like a little gnome troll. And I just started calling him Troll just for shits and giggles. But then it started eating at him. But then Mathis started calling him Troll, and it just, now it's
when you said it, it was condescending.
I don't know if it's condescending, but it just fit.
Don't push it. He's going to start asking for royalties.
Yeah.
He's going to start back pay.
I should be making money off
We're on
it.
good terms right now.
Yeah.
Let's keep it that way.
He wants back pay. That's ridiculous that Phil would get any credit for that. But the trolltraining.com has been sitting there for years, and I don't see Phil dialing in one bit. He does not give it any credit, does not use it, does not utilize any of it.
No.
Scam.
Scam. He's not going to like it until I fly him out to Millville and do a riding school or something in the future. One day we'll get Phil out here to Millville, and then maybe he'll jump on board. But
I want to see you break Phil. I want to see Phil pitboarding and lap timing 8-year-olds.
No.
I want to see it all day in the grind. That's what Phil lives to do. That is his ultimate destiny in life.
I can't think of anything worse than that, to be honest. No, I'm out.
An interesting point you made in your column at RacerX, which you also don't get paid for.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing it, though.
Another thing I get screwed with.
How many times have you two raced each other?
Not many.
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
When we were teammates with 1110 Mods, it was that year, 2012, and then
I went 450.
yeah.
Yep.
And then that was it.
Well, but then
Not since.
again at Oakland, 2018.
Oh, yeah, 2018. That was
Yeah.
a bad night for me.
Hey, 100% healthy Phil, 100% healthy Al. Tee up, 1-1. Who wins?
I think the best Phil we've ever seen was 2019 Canada.
Yeah.
You're pretty good up there.
Yeah, but you can't compare me on a JGR Suzuki in 17 to Alex on a TLD KTM.
It's not fair.
Oh, okay.
I was on a Fred Flintstone mobile, and he was on an F1 car. You know? Come on. Anyone out there knows that's the truth. You know?
They do not. I don't know what that guy's got.
What is that, melted Jello
That
shots?
looks like some wine, maybe?
I don't know. This guy's got a bag of something, some sort of liquid.
Saturday after the race, no problem.
Yeah, I'm worried. He's got to do TV tomorrow, or he's not racing, and that stuff's not going to help. Or it might not be legal.
Yeah.
Gosh. So you haven't raced each other. Okay, a little bit of 250 Supercross when you were on a Suzuki.
Yeah, 1 round. That's why I was really...
One round.
Yeah, that's why I was really... Was it? Yeah, 1 round.
Well, I did Anaheim, but I broke my
Oh,
collarbone
Anaheim.
in
Yeah,
May.
he got hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why I was really looking forward to this year. His last year, riding 450s. You know, it would have been a nice, one last ride type deal, but
Yeah, because I feel like you wanted to take him on the 450.
Yeah.
That's where you really wanted to get him, right?
Yeah. Bring him up to the
his
boys
territory.
class and show him what it really takes, you know? So
So what's the timetable, Phil? When are we going to get you back out of the race, dude?
I don't know. I'm still milking it. I was really hoping to be back for Millville, but injury still hurts pretty bad. So I tried racing amateur day practicing amateur day, and it's still not there yet. So I'm hoping Unadilla, but Millville's like my home away from home. So I was really planning to be back for this, but come up short.
Yeah, so you rode Thursday?
Yeah.
And it wasn't pretty?
Nah, just amateur bumps are pretty small and chattery, so it kind of beat the crap out of my arm a little bit. I don't know. I'm in a dark place right now, so I need to do some self-reflecting next week and see where I'm at. And I'm bummed because I want to race, and I want to race Big Al before it's all said and done, whether we're at our prime right now, but just to say we at least did it,
So, okay, you posed the question, 100% healthy Alex against 100% healthy Phil.
On a 450? Get out of here.
Oh, you're saying that's not even a question?
No.
You got him covered.
Look at the 450 stats so far.
Compared
to mine.
I don't have a
Hey, Big Al's had a way better 250 career. I'm not arguing. It's like second to none. But 450 career, come on.
I'm a 250 guy. Phil's a 450 guy. And I think that's why our friendship probably lasted. We didn't race each other for so long.
That's a good point.
It's good. It's only going to get ugly.
Yeah.
Phil has a podium at a 450 national.
He does.
Phil's a podium.
Yep.
Does he dangle
that
a
was
little
during
bit?
the O-Show Hammer days too. So
you're welcome.
No, that was Glen Helen. 18 wasn't, but I did it Glen Helen.
The podium in a moto.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so that's you guys healthy, but how about a not 100% healthy Jeremy and a not 100% healthy Phil next week at Club? What's going to go down? Same time, same place, same track. What's going to go down?
Jeremy was actually looking good on Wednesday. First day on the bike. He was looking okay.
Yeah, I was what 60% I'd say, and I looked over on the side of the track over there. I was like, I'm pulling Phil.
I was only riding 40%.
I got this cat.
He's only 40.
Yeah, I was only 40%.
He's only 40%.
It's a really mixed match, Weege, because Phil's over here, Wounded Warrior. Jeremy's supposed to be not jumping, and they're motoring together.
Did
Wednesday.
you do some jumping?
Oh, yeah. Well, I started out rolling the jumps, but then I was, jumping into the backsides, and I'm like, God, this is worse than just jumping the dang jump.
Okay.
So, yeah, we sent it.
That's what I learned with this knee injury that I've been milking. Phil's like, you're not supposed to listen to the doctors. You just do what you're supposed to do.
You still have a knee brace on it. It's been 3 months.
Yeah. The doctor told me to wear one. And he's like, that's the first thing you do. Don't listen to them. And you've been talking about this with your arm.
Yeah.
Make your own decisions.
Yeah. 100%.
There you go.
Body knows.
Okay, so you're only 40% right now. So you might have him covered next week.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think we'll have to go back to the corner track and we'll settle the brawl.
And, I don't live that far. I could come down and cover this. What about Troll Train? Could we maybe get the vlogs? The world's going to want to see this moto. The injured Germa versus injured Phil.
Yeah, there's some good content there. We can monetize this, Weege.
I know. And as long as you get through this weekend unscathed, Alex, you got the advantage.
Yeah?
You should have them covered next week.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, Weege. My priorities aren't being better than Jeremy and Phil on a Tuesday.
I don't know.
But
I would think that's a goal.
We're going to have fun either way.
It sounds like a hell of a goal.
You got to take wins when you can get them, bro. Take these guys down.
Yeah.
Is Landon serious in the dozer right now? We got a show going on.
Yeah, they're working the track right now.
Shut that off.
People are working, Phil.
That's what it takes to run a national. Yeah, we're doing track maintenance. Well, that section needs to go, right?
Yeah, they turn and go up the hill for tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that amateur section, turn it into pro hill. So maybe Unadilla, but does it sound like it's not going even to that plan necessarily now? You're not sure?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Dark place.
That's
dark
something
place.
that should be not monetized, but that's Phil's MO, right? I don't know. Comes back from Supercross, Motocross. I don't know. The bike's terrible. I don't know.
Yeah, your brand is Troll Train. His is I don't know. I don't know. That's my brand. Yeah. That's unfortunate, Phil, to hear that though, because look, you crashed on a double, dude.
It was a triple.
Oh, was it a triple?
It was a triple.
Okay, it was supposed to be a
triple.
basic
triple, but
it was supposed to be a triple.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So that's the worst part, not even knowing how it happened.
Yeah.
But you got to pay the toll to rock and roll. That's where we're at.
Okay. But he's announced it's curtains for him. He's retiring at the end of the year. You've already announced you're coming back. You're re-signed with club. You're not done. Whenever you come back, you will eventually come back. You're not done.
Yeah. I re-signed for next year.
Yeah.
I've gotten a long time with club and Brandon and FXR, Yamaha and Muckoff. So it's been it's kind of unique because I can still kind of do my own deals and still be part of racing, have good people around me that support me. So, and I still enjoy grinding. You know, I don't enjoy being hurt right now and trying to come back out of the dark hole, but I still enjoy the competitiveness and, you know, the 35-minute motos and grinding through the week with the kids. And I'm not over that point in my life yet. So,
yes, I heard you even had to throw down with Hayden Deegan sometimes.
Yeah.
As he comes down the club.
Yep.
What was that like, Phil?
He's quick.
He's quick.
He's quick for a little 16 or 15.
He was ripping.
Yeah. So,
okay. You were deciding. You were at Star Racing. You move into club. At any point, did you watch Phil at a Supercross and say, did that help? I don't know if you want to give him that kind of credit.
Jeremy, go ahead and talk about Dallas this year, buddy.
But any point were you watching Phil and said, hey, wait, this bike is good?
Weeds, you're teeing me up, and then Phil just teed me up even harder.
Here we go. Help us out.
Dallas. So we come into round 2, baby. 4th at Minneapolis. We come into Dallas. You know, I'm looking in practice. I'm like, God, I just hit a decent time. I look up on the board. Phil Nicoletti's above the 6 machine.
He's got you covered.
And I'm like, all right. This is just out of control at this point. Like, come on. We got to get a lap together here. And then I put another lap together, and I still couldn't beat the 7:15. And I was just like, I come back to the truck, and then it's just this bloody murder, man. You can't be letting that Phil Nicoletti get you. So, yeah, Phil opened my eyes a little bit, yeah, for sure. And then the troll train here, Big Al.
Wow, Phil, you're doing your best advertising for the team. Your performances. You're like a recruiter.
Let's not go that far.
You're like a recruiter.
Let's not go that far.
Look, we didn't know how it would go in Supercross. I'm going to just try to be nice. I think we were afraid it wouldn't go well at times. It was really good, dude.
Went way better than we thought.
I mean, we were scared.
I was really impressed.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really impressive.
I don't know why you guys think it was going to go so bad.
Dude, you hadn't raced Supercross in how long?
4 or 5 years.
Exactly.
Last year you decided to race outdoors only. That's where you were with Supercross.
Yeah, because my deals came together late. It was just like,
Oh, really? That's all?
It still is Death
Cross.
Cross.
And it doesn't help that, on Pulp Show, Mathis always like, oh, Phil and Death Cross.
Yes.
The worst match ever.
Yes. It was only the deal coming together late last year. It wasn't like, I don't want to race Supercross.
No, I mean, I would have, but it was hard when Brandon and I had talked and kind of pieced things together. It was just like budgets were already kind of taken for Supercross, and outdoors just kind of worked out a little bit. And like I said, I love the outdoors, but yeah, it didn't go good.
Hey, honestly, though, this was the best Phil we ever saw in Supercross.
You got a big decision to make. Go to this team or not. Did that enter your mind?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Phil did good. The bike's good.
Yeah, absolutely. I looked at, obviously, Phil's been around quite a while, and, he knows what works for him and what doesn't. And I was like, man, there must be something to that bike. And then with being at the facility and riding with all the different guys, and seeing the tracks and stuff and how rough they got. I mean, go on Club MX's Instagram and you can see it's like a main event rough every day for you guys. And I was just kind of motoing down by myself, and I was just like, man, I feel like I could gain an advantage if I was put in that position.
Going to be doing motos with Phil.
With Phil.
With Phil. Now, will you do somebody has to start first and somebody has to start second?
Yeah, I'll be going first a lot.
You will be.
Yeah,
okay, you admit that.
Yeah.
When he starts rolling.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I do look forward to is, like, Phil likes to bash. He likes to roughhouse and talk some shit. So I feel I feel like my mental game and, like, my defensive game is going to go up a notch.
Yeah.
How much tougher are you as a human from having to deal with this guy for like 12 years?
Oh, yeah. Phil molded me into the troll lamb today. You know?
You don't know how Al was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
He was sheltered, introvert. He didn't want to talk to anybody. And now look
God,
at him.
And he makes it sound way worse than
No,
it
it
really
was pretty bad.
Yeah, he's got vlogs and all. He's a people's champion.
Yeah, I know.
Again, thanks to Phil.
I know. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. So if we got this right, some of the revenue you're getting from your merchandise and the troll name, that goes back to Phil. If you do well on club next year, it goes back to Phil, inspiring you to join the team. It really goes back to Phil.
People owe me.
I knew he was going to feel that way.
Debt to me, so.
Yes. Well, this is awesome that this is all going to work next year. I hope we get some vlogs out of this. It's too good a content to leave this on the side of the road.
If German pays for it, I have no problem.
Yeah. And did you even drag your bro here into the merchandise game? Because I even see you running some Jeremy Martin stuff.
Yeah, that's available on trolltrain.com.
Really?
Trolltrain.com, yeah. It used to be on 180decals.com, but we got it converted over to Troll Train.
I think what I'm picking up here is it takes all three of you numbskulls to put one good program together. If you put all three brains together, we got one good program.
Yeah.
We got the marketing, we got the riding, the training. If we put all three guys together.
God bless,
It takes a village, everybody.
Three
Gosh.
losers.
Oh, man, this is hilarious. You're representing tomorrow. What are you doing here, by the way? Why are you even here? What are you doing?
Well, I came up because FXR is from Minnesota, and they had an awesome ride day, and I haven't been to a national this year, so I'm like, yeah, it worked out kind of good, but I'm actually not going to be here for the races tomorrow.
It's unbelievable. He's flying out at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Why?
Well, I wasn't, but Enzo booked a flight to go see a doctor, and now somehow I got conned into leaving early, so now I'm out.
So you're coming here, but you want to be here for the race.
No, but I'll be able to make it home to watch what really matters is German and Weege on TV.
Exactly.
There you
what
go.
I was gonna say.
Wait. Time out. If I can find it on TV.
Oh.
Sorry,
bit of a struggle at times.
Hey,
bit of a struggle.
Don't you
went
worry.
there.
That's good.
Yeah.
So that means if you screw up, I don't have the break in case of emergency Phil to bring him into the booth.
Yeah.
And you're busy.
Out.
You got to come through for us.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'll do my best.
I'll be there.
You were here, though, today. Can you tell the autograph story? Can we tell this story? Phil and the autograph?
Oh, gladly.
Please tell this one. Okay,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, so we're sitting around the Club MX semi, and this little kid comes up. He's like, hey, can I have your autograph? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Here you go, buddy. So signed his hat. Walks right by Phil, right? Okay. 20 minutes later, the kid comes by because he didn't realize it was Phil, right? Comes by, asks for an autograph. Phil's like, no.
You rejected the kid.
He asked for a jersey. That's
Poor
worse than
little
an
kid.
autograph. I said no.
He's probably going home tomorrow, too. You ruined his weekend just like your own. Gosh. He's on a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow out of here.
That makes me look real bad. I can handle it, though. I did do it.
Rejected a kid.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I don't feel bad.
You almost embarrassed Phil, which I didn't think could be done. Wow. All right, this has been a really fun hangout with the brothers and their lost brother. You used to hang out with them here too, right? You used to come up?
We lived here. I lived here, came up 14 and 6, 15 for a little while.
And where would you all be living then? Did you have a house yet?
No, so my wife had an apartment in Lake City at the time. So Jeremy had his own house, but we stayed in Lake City in an apartment. Yeah. So, and actually behind us up Collarbone Cat Hill, if you will, there's probably still a little bit of Phil's blood and skin from a mountain bike crash when he went ass over tea kettle.
Millville Hills almost ate me alive.
Yeah.
It's just good stuff.
Yeah.
I even learned what that hill was called.
Oh, yeah, right behind us, that's Bikini Hill.
Bikini Hill.
Yeah, Bikini Hill.
Make sure you get extra time on the weed whacker back there, and Hank.
Yeah, that was one of our chores back in the day. Big Al and I would weed whack that thing, and that was always the joke. You had to get it ready for the girls in the bikinis.
Yeah. For some reason, they really wanted to get that hill groomed. That thing was looking good. Oh, gosh. Well, I hope you folks enjoyed the staging area. It's the best one we've had this year. Sorry to all the other guests we had at the previous rounds. We had 2 Martin brothers and their long-lost brother, Phil. Doesn't get much better. And a big crowd. Let's have a round of applause for you folks. Thanks. Congratulate yourselves for coming out. This is really fun. I want to thank you guys for giving us the time. Really big thanks to the team, the FXR Muck-Off Club MX Yamaha team, for arranging this. Our guy Mike even hung out at the show last week at South Lake just to scout how this would go. I think he knew once he dropped the Phil bomb on the thing, it would take it to a whole nother level. Again, I don't know if that's a higher level or lower. But we want to thank everybody for watching and thank you guys for hanging out. We'll see everybody but Phil tomorrow because he's leaving before the race happens. But we'll see the fans tomorrow. We'll see Jeremy in the TV booth. And Alex, good luck in your final Millville National tomorrow. One more round of applause. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Staging Area.
Perfect.